Hi, welcome everybody. Today I'm going live with awesome Your Real Power Is You coaching member, Elizabeth Burke. She's coming on board now. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Beautiful woman. Thank you for joining us all the way from Hawaii.
Yeah.
I love about you, you've done so much in your life, Elizabeth. You started your career in ballet and then you went on to found the Pilates group in Vancouver. And then you were taking this move from Vancouver to Hawaii and you wanted to launch an impact initiative, a documentary. So you came to this program, you wanted to really redefine who is Elizabeth Burke today, who are you as a personal brand, because somehow sometimes in life we always kind of carry the past with us, and the past is amazing, but it's like, who are we today? So you wanted to build your personal brand and you want to redefine it, and then you had this vision for a documentary, an impact documentary. So where were you? What was this general vision that you wanted to achieve upon coming to the program for both your personal brand and your impact initiative?
Well, I definitely wanted to go into the next chapter of my life. As you said, not holding on to the past as, the Pilates group owner, entrepreneur, and master teacher. That's been such a big part of my life and a very positive part of my life, but it's no longer that big part of my life. And so really to define my documentary vision, the intention of the film, because it's a passion project, and really trying to connect with who's the audience going to be and what do I want them to walk away with when they leave the room, and what do I want them to see and how do I want them to feel. So this program, The Real Power Is You, is helping me define all of those, mission statement, vision, personal branding, and having to do a lot of personal work. Like, you've made me go back to my past and see my strengths and weaknesses. And that's a big part of going forward. So
Yeah.
that's really key. And I resisted a little bit, which is quite funny, but it was really powerful. So thank you.
That was my pleasure. Thank you. And yes, so one of the first foundations we call unlocking your unique superpower, where we look a lot about your past and kind of pull it out and reposition it for your future. So how was that process for you?
It's a powerful process. And I think this is the power of joining a structured program, because you would never go through these steps on your own with this clear roadmap of, this end goal and clear measurable goals. Like, you might say, oh, I want to make this film, but there's all these little micro steps you have to do to get there. And I think we've talked a lot about, this time in our lives and in the world, that the world has sort of awoken, and it's really important to have this purposeful, meaningful, conscious connection with your audience and be true to who you are and what you stand for, and really own that and own your uniqueness. And Sarah, that's what your capability is. You are very good at finding each individual's unique superpower and bringing that out. So that's what you do so well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And so what was the biggest problem you wanted to solve through doing this coaching program?
Well, I think the biggest thing, as I mentioned before, was really defining the true vision of the film. And through defining the vision of the film, now we've talked about not just this particular first project and film, but also creating more films in the future, because there's other passion projects, which is very exciting. And I've also come up with my incorporated name for my production company, and my clear, 8-week goals, 6 months goals. So I feel like now I have the roadmap, and I can't wait when I get back to Vancouver in the spring, when we hit the ground running and we start filming. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be so awesome. Do you feel like, a big thing people say about the program is they get clarity, they get unstuck, they get focused, and they also get so even more empowered and confident because they've got like this clarity of who they are and a roadmap of where they're going. Has that been your experience?
Yeah, I think the new skill set, the clarity, the definitions, the measurable goals. I think that's really important to have that laid out, like some real measurable goals. And also, I think having this connectivity point with you feels like I've got a mentorship or a collaboration of someone who's supporting me, someone who's not judging me, and someone who's bringing out the best in my creative endeavor. So whether, you're going to start a new company, you're the one that's sort of in my camp, helping me get there one step at a time. So yeah, clear measurable goals, and also having that network of people who support you along the way is really key.
Yeah, I thank you. I mean, my goal is that you've got the creative process and then you've got the structure. And why do you think it's such a great time for people to make this transformation now, to learn new skills and supercharge their impact in a new digital direct way?
Well, I mean, if we all haven't noticed, there's a world pandemic going on. And so I think, I mean, I've noticed, I don't know if you guys have noticed.
You're in Hawaii.
You're in lockdown.
Look at this. We're in London. Stuck.
Yeah, and I really feel for you, and I'm sending lots of love. But I mean, COVID has really changed the world, and it's forced us all to grow, pivot, reflect, adapt, and I think these times in our world are like a huge shift, right? And you and I have talked about that. Like the world is, consciously
impactful,
aware. And if we don't adapt and change our mindsets going forward, and it's also an opportunity to be ready for this new world. And so to me, I'm optimistic because I see opportunity. But yeah, it's hard. It was kind of forced on us.
Can I ask you, we go through a process of defining your brand positioning statement and building your hero product. Would you like to share that with everybody? Because we've talked a bit about it here. It would be great to share with people what it is and how you defined yourself.
Well, my personal brand statement, is that what you're asking? My personal brand statement is creating documentary films that showcase communities, vocations, and people that inspire us to live a life of passion and purpose.
So awesome.
Thank you.
Even within that statement, you have a roadmap.
Yes.
Yes.
And we stories.
Pardon?
Purposeful stories.
Purposeful stories. And like you had that vision before that you wanted to create an impactful documentary, but now it's like it's defined that you're making purposeful documentaries about, is it about special people, outliers,
yeah, people, whether it's dancers or surfers, it's people who've really chosen to go against the grain, and they followed their passionate pursuits. And if you look at some of these endeavors, whether you're a dancer, an artist, a surfer, it's like you're following your passion because it is so meaningful to you without the end goal being monetary gain. And I think that's such a unique characteristic, to have someone want to excel to the top level, and the monetary gain isn't the main driving force, right? Which really connects with where we're at right now, I think, in the world.
And what we defined is that you're unique. We call it your golden egg, where we search inside you and your past to really pull out what's unique in the truest sense about you, that you can use to connect with people and build your brand. And you're actually one of those people. You've lived a life of vocation. You've lived a life where you've really gone for like studying and excelling in particular areas. So we've pulled out all your background and all the amazing things that you've done, and then connected the dots of what you're building going forward, and seen that this story of who you are as yourself living a life of an outlier, doing things in a different way, an impactful way, where you care about making impact and learning these skills. And then that actually feeds so beautifully into the documentary. So you've got your uniqueness, then you've got the documentaries that you're making. So now you're positioned and you're a real, like, you've led a life of authority around this area. I know we won't use the word expert, but like you're
Yeah.
of really understanding it from your history and then building it forward for the roadmap of what you're doing. It's awesome. Really, really awesome. And now I just love that you've got, you came with a vision to create one documentary, and now you've got a production company, you've got a documentary series that you're planning with potentially a big, huge vision at the end. What's the vision?
Well, I mean, there's always like the blue sky. So, maybe some of these documentaries get onto Netflix or Apple TV. That would be the goal. So, Meghan and Harry, if you're listening.
Yeah.
And, and maybe, just to get the viewership out there, because I think these are real stories and
yes.
Real people. And I think when a story comes from someone's heart and where they've lived, and they can show the world a different sort of lifestyle that people aren't aware of these passionate pursuits and these unique outliers. I think that's always interesting and inspiring to us all, because we always kind of wonder, what if I did this instead of, becoming that, super successful X, what if I, stayed playing the violin and I was on stage doing that? What would have happened versus, going to school and doing that traditional.
Yeah, you're really showing people how to live a different life of impact, and the impact that you're going to make through these documentaries is huge. Now that and again, because you've got even more clarity, you can go out there and really like create supercharged impact, because you've got this absolute clarity of what you stand for and what the documentary is about and your positioning, etc. It's such amazing work.
Yeah, it's
incredible.
Great. It's very exciting. Very exciting. And like I said, it's your program has really helped me, get the skill set, get the clarity, define where, I wanted to end up. And now I'm, almost there. And now it's just kind of getting that storyboard. And we've really made a lot of progress in a short period of time.
I was going to ask you that about, like, how much time do you think doing this program has saved you? Has it saved you weeks, months, a year, like, to get where you want to go fast?
Who knows, right? I mean, I think what it does also is it, makes you accountable to yourself and to others. And I think that's really important whenever you're taking on a new endeavor. So I think that's huge. It's so easy for me to say, okay, I'm going to do this, but I'll put it off. I'll do it, next week because surf is up. But surf is great here, so that I can't use that as an excuse anymore. So, so creating the time and doing the messaging, and every week, like I say, as I write down and I review the golden egg and the hero product, it shifts slightly, and that's really exciting, because it's like I'm getting more and more intention of, oh yeah, no, this is where I want to go with this, and this is what I want people to see, and this is who I am. So I have to really be true to who I am going forward. And that's what you've taught me, is that's really the secret to success, is this, awareness of yourself and what you stand for. And that really helps going forward in the end product.
Yeah, that's amazing, to stay really like focused in who you are, because it's so easy to become unstuck or to go with the different, there's so much choice, the noise out there.
Yeah, and also that, I think we always have that deep rooted as women to want to please and we care what people think about us, and that's, always plays into the back of our mind a little bit. So it's like, no, staying the course. This is who I am, and these are some of the, attributes that I have, and embracing that and not being scared of that. And you've talked a lot about that, that word power and powerful, and seeing it as really like a good word and not an overpowering word, an intentful word, a purpose-driven word. And I really love that, because it's like, I do think we all have, you know, superhuman powers inside of us, right?
100%. How much more supercharged are you feeling now?
Oh, I'm super excited. And I mean, even just I had a coffee with my husband here, and I was telling him a little bit about my personal brand going forward. And he was like, oh, that sounds really awesome. You know, I said, well, I can't say I was this, I used to do this, and now I, you know, don't. And he says, yeah, that doesn't sound very good. I wouldn't want to have a drink with you at a party. So, you know, I think going forward, really defining who I am and what I'm going to be doing is exciting.
So exciting. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited to see all your documentaries coming to life. I'm so excited to see maybe it will get onto Netflix, wherever
Yes.
you take it and whatever you do. It's like, it's so awesome to see your transformation. And I'm so grateful for you being part of this coaching program and for being part of the Power Network. So
Well,
thank you, Elizabeth, and thank you for sharing your experiences with everybody today.
well, thank you, Sarah. And I mean, I highly recommend it for anyone looking to pivot or shift or explore, you know, some new opportunities in their life. I mean, having a program like The Real Power Is You is been a wonderful experience. And Sarah, you're just such an inspiration to me daily. The energy you bring, you know, and how you live, you really embody it. And so that's, you know, why we choose you, because you are that consciously driven super entrepreneur. And, you know, we're both voracious readers. And I just love that, how we share ideas and books, and, you know, we're always pushing forward. And I just love that about you. So, I mean, anyone looking to step into a new opportunity, I think having someone like you in their camp with your program, The Real Power Is You, is going to benefit huge.
Thank you. Thank you. And I can't wait when we can all meet for your Real
Yes,
Power Is You festival. And it's going to be in Hawaii on your
absolutely.
island.
Yes. Why
Yeah.
not?
Yes. And you can teach us to surf, one of your
Yeah.
extracurricular activities and skills. I didn't teach you that one.
I'm still learning, but I'm getting better daily. So
This woman is the most incredible surfer, guys. Awesome. Awesome. Well,
lots of
thank
work
you
to do.
again for today. And I'm
Thank
wishing
you,
you a
Sarah.
gorgeous day in Hawaii and in the surf, and looking forward to hearing and seeing more about your transformation
Yes. Sending
and your
love to
supercharged
everybody.
impact. Mwah. Sending love to
Mwah.
you. Bye.